Well, hello everyone. How's it going? It's been a while. Streams have been a bit inconsistent lately because of real life problems. But that's just the nature of things sometimes, huh? Well, getting back to Demon Souls after a while, I've also uploaded a new video for Demon Souls. If you guys want to take a brief moment to watch that, or save it for after the stream, either's good. I'm not sure yet if timing the video to the stream is the right thing to do, or like if I should maybe do the video earlier by a little bit and then the stream after. Kind of need to figure that out. But the idea I'm hoping is that like the video itself shows that I'm live. So there's like hopefully it feeds into each other somehow, but still getting used to all of that. I guess I should actually, yeah, I guess the thing to do would be to launch the video as I'm starting and then give people a bit to watch it and come to the starting soon screen. That's probably the better way of going about it. Well, either way. Let's just get back to it. I think that where we left off was we had just defeated the Flame Lurker. So there's still oh no, that's right, we defeated the Man-Eaters. So we still have the second area of the Shrine of Storms and the second area, the Valley of Defilement, as well as the area preceding the Penetrator. Let's see. What do we have? We're pretty well stocked, so I did a little bit of like getting items off stream in preparation. Let's just hop into it. So I said, can't you set these streams as premieres? So they stop hitting me out of left field. That's a thing to look into. I don't actually know how other people handle their streams. I tend to stream around the same time of day, so it's been like, you know, I'm hoping that gives a bit of consistency to it to help people with stuff, even though like what days I'm streaming has been a bit strange. For everyone who hasn't been keeping up with the series so far, I am playing on the emulator, and I have the debug installed, so there's going to be a lot of just, you know, looking around at things. And this guy is about to attack me. You can see the Shrine of Storms is like built into the cliff face. It's always interesting. One of the things that I like a lot about the shrine is that, like, the big open sky makes you feel like you are in danger. And that, like, going underground and going into structures is where you find safety. Of course, there are other threats once you go inside, but I like the difference in tone of just like where you feel the danger coming from.
Hello there. We meet again. You look terrible. Cheer up. Life is an adventure.
Need to... Yeah, sometimes YouTube doesn't show everyone's comments unless you go to top chat. Thanks for resubscribing. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake. Glad you're back and playing Demon Souls Batsa, rather, I imagine.
There's somebody I ought to warn you about. A fellow who lacks common decency. They call him Patches the Hyena. And he's the one that laid that trap for me. He's the kind of person who'd stab his mother in the back. If you happen to spot him, you'll be doing us all a favour by putting him out of his misery.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Have you been to the altar where sorcerers summon shadows? Well, I think someone may be trapped in the lower cavity. I heard them praying for dear life. Pity the poor fool. He probably fell for one of Patch's old tricks.
Someone has asked, is Patches based on someone IRL? They've never said, but it's notable that Patches only appears in games that were directed by Miyazaki himself. We've got, you know, Armored Core 4 Answer, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Dark Souls 3, Elden Ring. It's not every Miyazaki title, but it is only Miyazaki titles. Wasn't in Dark Souls 2 or even Armored Core 6, which I think is very interesting. Someone said Patches has been there since the first King's Field. That's a bit of a misconception. They've been like tricky characters, but no, Patches, the character, the specific, this is Patches, initially appeared in Armored Core 4 Answer. Oh yeah, I did forget to say he was in Bloodborne. Yeah, Bloodborne as well.
Pity the poor fool.
Alright. Well, we don't need much from this guy.
Well, suit yourself. But a bit of indulgence goes a long way.
Here we have the Shadow Men. Are pretty strange looking guys. But they have this like interesting transparency to them where they have just the eye floating in the air. That's, I guess, to make you like overlook them. Anyway. You can also just shoot them to death, though. I've always been a big fan of the weird sounds they make. Oh. That's Demon Souls fall damage for you. It barely exists. The other fun thing are these, like, Grim Reaper characters where, they've talked about, there've been a couple times where they've tried to do, like, stalker enemies that, would, like, pursue you throughout different areas, and they didn't, like, end up working out ever. And so, these were, like, one of them at one point. They intended these guys to be like a recurring thing, I guess, but it ended up that they're just you're in the shrine instead. Which there's a lot that From Software does in their character designs to make things like a little bit, you know, atypical from like standard fantasy stuff. This guy's just straight up a Grim Reaper, which I always think is funny. They did give it a very long index finger, which is something, I guess. Otherwise, this is pretty much just, you know, death. I don't know if these guys are any more vulnerable to fire. They are. They also... They don't have much of a sense of urgency. Oh, you heard me comment on that. We just kind of traded spells until one of us died. One thing that comes to mind is that there's some stuff in the Souls series that is like, seems kind of loosely based off of ideas from Dungeons and Dragons and other, you know, like fantasy tabletop stuff. And I've always kind of wondered about there's like a spell in D&D that is Finger of Death. And so I always kind of wonder if that's like one of the potential ideas of, you know, why they would do this. Because it is otherwise such a, you know, inexplicable design choice. Oh look, it's a friend of ours.
Oh, hello again. Hey, don't turn a cold shoulder. I didn't mean to do you wrong. Really? Come on now. We've got better things to fret about. That pit there is filled with treasure. But, I can't get to it myself. Go on, have a look. It's more riches than I've ever dreamed of.
Mm-hmm.
What's keeping you? Have a look at that treasure down in the pit. Then we'll work out a way to fish it out.
What do you think, guys?
Have a look at that then.
There's more treasure than he's ever seen before, I think he said. You know, what's the harm in just having a look?
Don't hold it against me, eh? Take your time starving to death. Then I'll sell every last trinket off your corpse.
I don't think he's thought this through, because, like, when I die, I come back to life anyway. Nothing's going with you, guy.
Heavens! Did you fall for that little devil's trap? Well, I did the same. He fooled me, and now I am stuck here. The reverberations seem to suggest that we are connected to the outside. But dark, fearsome souls stand between us and freedom. But have no fear. God will cleanse us of evil. Pray with me. Umbasa.
Don't think I will.
Heavens! Did you fall? Well, the reverberation. Pray, Umba.
You know, I've seen the thing that this guy is praying to. If only he could as well. Here we have just some guy. I don't actually know what his deal is. I'm realizing I've never looked into it. I don't know what's going on with this guy at all. Just down here with 2 katanas, because why not? Let's see, we can get a better look at him. Oh, that's not it. Yep. Just a guy. If we wanted to, we could play the whole game like this. Might take out some of the atmosphere though. Anyway. He's made the mistake of being over there. Well, I can throw magic at him. Well, not quite enough magic. He's not interested in Urbane at all. He's just mad at me. Now he's kind of slowly bleeding to death. We'll speed that up out of the kindness of our own hearts.
Oh, it's you. Did you cleanse the world of another dark soul today?
I was standing right there.
God has chosen you, and for that we are thankful. Umbasa.
You watched all of that happen.
God has Umbasa.
Well, let's go pay a visit to our friend who, you know, he wasn't wrong. There was some treasure in there. Maybe he didn't know that there was a guy with 2 katanas down there. Hey, buddy.
You. Hey, look, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean what I said. Well, I mean, a man's got to make a living, right? Here, look. I can make up for it. There aren't many humans like us. We need to stick together. I know. Here, take this as a token of my friendship. You've seen one of these before, surely.
I vaguely think that I might have one of those already, yeah.
Come on. Let's be friends. What do you say? No need to drag each other down.
You know, I think that in fairness, I should be allowed to kick him into the pit. And then, you know, that'll all even out. It's probably fine though. I like how in this one, he kind of doesn't have a chin. Got, bit of an unfortunate entire face. But, you know, it gives him character. Alright. Now, I don't actually remember how to get back up there. Is that just over here? It is. The point of the little cutscene, though, was showing you the Reaper summoning the, whoop. I caught that just too late. The point of showing the Reaper summoning the Shadow Men, though, was to convey to you that, the Shadow Men are tied to them. So if you can find a, find one of the Reapers and kill them, then the Shadow Men in the area tend to vanish. Now, I don't remember if that's a jump that you can make. I think probably not. Then you have to get there from somewhere else. I didn't even try. What ended up happening was that Can you jump in Demon's Souls? I'm realizing I don't remember. Oh well. Yeah, it's as easy as that. You know, I saw the plate and deliberately walked on it because I thought that it was gonna enable something, and then just through luck, only luck, I didn't get hit. Well, that was fun. So this is like another fun instance of the whole thing of like it instilling a fear of the sky in you. Like you've been in this whole enclosed area, and you come out here and see the open sky and the storm beast flying by, and it's like, well, that's making me a little more anxious, actually. Because now, you're like, well, I got a bunch of skeletons to deal with, but I also got these clowns. Skeletons might also be clowns. You having fun? He's defeated our magic by having a tiny ledge between us. Ow. Ow. You guys need to stop that. This is all getting to be a bit much, isn't it? Oh. Finally made its way out. Feel free to stop whenever. What? Just, you know, being attacked on all sides here. Stop that. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Joshua Martinez. Make sure to get some bananas, Batgirl. Bats are frugivores. I did have some bananas and now I don't. But that's the nature of things. Demon Souls is full of just like kind of mean encounters sometimes. But that's why you should just set everything on fire. I'm following back too. Can you figure out the mystery of the tiny ledge? I don't think they can. I think they're really struggling with it. Ow. Well... Ow. You know, if not for getting shot in the back constantly by this guy. Just as soon as you face one of them, the other one gets you. Just a lot of coordination on display. I honestly respect it. Someone said game sound effects are loud. Yeah, these guys just are kind of loud. I don't know honestly why. The wait, I just not do that at all. I did. But, yeah, for some reason those guys just are and always have been ridiculously loud. Someone has pointed out the thief ring makes this a lot easier, and I'm remembering now that I meant to go get that before doing this. Oh well. Surely we can do Old Hero without it. Hey guys. You know, I kind of thought that that would get blocked by the pillar. Yeah, I figured that would still do quite a bit. Stop with the laser beam. Just kind of a rude area, to be honest. Let's see. I forgot that I just did have spice equipped. That'd make things a bit easier. And I accidentally used better grass than I needed to. this guy you can mess with a bit due to elevation. And just like before, as soon as you're looking at one enemy, there's another one. If I understand correctly, this whole area is like a burial ground. And they have even just integrated people into the walls, apparently. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Duke of Dust. Good luck with the soulsing and stay hydrated. Did you have water, at the ready? Shrine of Storms is one of those areas that, like, I know a lot about stuff in the Soul series, but there's places that I just haven't, like, looked into as in-depth as I could have. So I'm, like, thinking about, there's, like, a bunch of stuff here that I don't necessarily remember what it's all about. I just go past. Thank you. So in addition to the Shadow Men, there's the Shadow Women, who are a lot smaller and tend to sneak up on you and attack you in the back. Which, typical kind of, demon souls trap, bunch of items, then when you run to get them, something chases after you. Someone said, my brain is broken and I don't associate Zuli the VTuber with Zuli the data miner, and I wanted to ask if she was familiar with Kingsfield, and her videos are why I know about them. That is kind of an interesting thing that I'm curious about, is like, how cohesive everything is with, like, the new, I don't want to say direction of the channel, but the new, like, additional styling of the stream. Someone said, did you get a new mic? You sound much clearer. I did play around with a bit of the settings, and also, I got drowned out a lot in the most recent Night Rain stream because the audio settings got reset, and so I had to do stuff to, like, fix it. Also, this is another thing that's, like, one of the meanest things in Demon Souls. You saw that fall that, like, I fell earlier a farther distance than this and survived. So you see this and you think, that looks perfectly normal. Like, I feel like I could go down there. And then if you try, it will kill you. Like, this has always felt like, I don't know, just a strange oversight. I don't know what this little outcrop is even doing here. Because it makes you think that you could get down there. And probably makes you think that there's something worth going down here for. And then if you try, it will just kill you. It's, you know, the kind of thing where you wonder if maybe it was actual big explorable area. Oh, actually, is this just... Oh, this is the, yeah, this is the, King of the Storm Arena. It's just, for some reason, it's not particularly detailed here. How did I never make that connection? Yeah, that is just that. You can even see, like, where it lets out from here. I guess it's just that they didn't have, you know, like if you could see all of the, terrains, like the ruins and stuff down there, then it would kind of make more sense of it. Ow, ow. But, might have been, you know, PS3 problem. Hey friend, can I go? Do you mind if I just... Oh, okay. It was one of the shadow workers. For a second, I thought that I got hit by one of the storm beasts all the way in here. Okay. Well, I miscalculated there. I kind of thought that I was like, I'll hit it and heal after. But it recovered from being hit faster than I did. So, bit of an oversight. Let's see. And I don't really care about world tendency stuff in this playthrough, so let's go ahead and return to human, which you know, we can have fun with world tendency stuff later. I think if you land on the altar, I'm not sure you even take fall damage. You do, but not by much. No. Well, a bunch of the stuff that, you know, took a while to get through is not actually so bad if you just run past it. Hey guys. Ow. Thank you for the super chat, Renwolf, who said, "It's my birthday. I'm being attacked by skeletons. Happy birthday." Well, you know, maybe that was ill-advised on my part, after all. Well, we got away with it in the end. Happy birthday. I hope that you get away with whatever you need to as well. Nope. Let me pass. Hey, friend. Give me a second. Sometimes it's not about winning fights. It's about just, you know, not dying. That's the best skill that you can have, is not dying. As long as you're not dead, you can still get through. Well, we're back here again. He's just having such a good time up there. Laughing about it constantly. Thank you for the super chat. Cerulean has not said anything. I appreciate it nonetheless. Well, now we've killed death and can never die. I'm certain that there's no messaging to take away from a world without death. Alright. Here's another fun little oddity of this area. You just got these, like, glowing slugs. And I made a video about this at one point. There are, for some reason, just so many slugs across the series. They're just a recurring enemy, and I don't entirely know why. There's one thing that was, like, an interesting possible element to it that somebody mentioned in a comment, which is that I guess there was at some point in Japanese history there were like a ton of I think parasitic slugs that were just like a huge problem, and so there was like a national campaign to get rid of them. But because of how prevalent they were like there's a lot of like symbology to slugs in Japanese culture about impurity and I don't want to like say too much in case I'm not remembering it, I guess, but yeah, there's something there. But it's a thing in this game, at least, that the slugs are seemingly like attracted to or feed off of light, and so they're in the phosphorescent pool because it is filled with light. There's also these things that I don't remember, do they? I don't remember if they just like hurt you or explode or something. You get too close to them. This is another interesting thing. We have these like little floating soul bits, which like one of the only other places you see those is that just random hole in Boletaria 1. And they're just here over these corpses. So it's, I guess, that they are soul remains. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, thanks for the super chat. Queen Peachy Keen. Hey Zuli, hope you're doing good. Good luck on your journeys. I hope everyone has a great day. Please remember to stay hydrated. I've got water at the ready, but I haven't drank any of it yet this stream, so I'll take a moment to do that before going in here. Alright. Someone said I heard her saying, Queen, Queen. Queen Peachy Keen. I do honestly still need to work on enunciation stuff. That is a big problem for me. And here we have what is probably, unironically, a JoJo reference. Alright, well, normally for this I'd have the thief ring. So, he is blind. You know, don't worry about it. So, there's a ring that makes your footsteps silent, which would make this a lot easier, except that I forgot to get it. But he's probably not too bad without it. This is actually the first time that I will have ever fought him without the ring. Let's take a moment to get a look at him, though. He is a bit hard to see. I'm not sure if I can easily do anything about that, though. An interesting element to its design is that his, like, lips are flayed open. Which is something that we saw in the Adjudicator as well. He's covered in a bunch of, like, fancy jewelry and, you know, elaborate clothing. But his head is, like, bandaged over and, you know, look is very, you know, I don't necessarily say like flamboyant, but very like colorful and decorated. Thanks for resubscribing. The Great Fezzo. I've always really liked this song. Demon Souls has such an interesting range of music styles. It has little coherent theme musically, in a good way. Yeah, and Demon Souls is, in many ways, very, what's the term to use here? It goes very broad. It's like trying a lot of things because, you know, I think they weren't exactly sure of what all they wanted to do with it. It's, you know, experimental in a sense as well. Someone said, is he supposed to be a stand? No, he's supposed to be the Pillarman. From, that's part 2, right? Okay, he did notice us. Oh, I forgot. He's healing, isn't he? Alright, well, out. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can hear them, but there might be cat noises. Yep. Out. You know, naturally the boss fight is a little harder when the boss knows where you are. I honestly, like, really meant to go get the thief ring. But, you know, maybe it's more fun this way. Okay, that was a bit of a hitbox. Alright, do you still know where I am? Yep. Okay. No, I know. You're a little upset. I can't say that I'm not. I don't think either of us want to be in this situation. Aww. Well, it's to be expected, I suppose. Well, anyway. Let's go improve our situation here. It was a fight between two people echolocating, and tragically, I lost. I think the fastest way to get to the ring is this way. Hey everybody. I think this is also not actually a very good situation that I've landed myself in. Never mind. Someone said, Zuli, give us your best bat screech. Bats actually, like, if you listen to them, it kind of ends up sounding like someone hitting the mic. It's kind of like a popping noise. There's not really much of like a shriek to it. You can like tell from the sound that it is like a forceful thing meant to generate an echo. I also entirely forgot to do this again. Hey buddy, it's been a while. But all that to say, I don't think I'm going to try to do a bat noise because it would just sound like I'm smacking my mic. Can you not vault over this? Can you get there? Oh, that was it. Well, there we go. Oh, thank you for the gift memberships, AJ, the one who was many. And let's head back home. Where is it? There we go. Someone said, also don't hurt yourself for a bit. I don't know if you'd like hurt yourself trying to do bat sounds. They're, you know, particular, but I don't think that they're like effortful, I guess would be the thing to say. Someone said, can you turn your cats up? I don't have a separate mic for the cats. But I don't know how I'd go about doing that. And also, only one of the two cats is loud. The other one, like, almost never makes a sound. Ow. Almost just died again right there. Hello, skeletons. Ow. Nope. No. No, no, no. Maybe. Well, that's the price of trying to do things quickly. Oh well. Well, I guess let's go at least slightly methodical. Thank you for the super chat. The Great Cat Fezzo. So, fun cat fact. Cat meows aren't universal. The exact noises cats use to talk to their people vary from home to home and are an ad hoc development. Yeah, it's my understanding that cats are not very talkative in nature. Like, once they won't lie. Aside from, like, trying to get the attention of, like, their mother when they're kittens. But cats are more talkative with people because people are talkative. Because, like, people don't, you know, communicate to cats in the same way that cats communicate to each other. People communicate to cats with language, even though they don't understand it. That's one well-roasted skeleton. You want to jump off the edge? So, you know, the jumping part was optional. Alright. Now back to this part. Hey friend. Minute. You. Thank you. Bye bye. Well, you got passed one way or another. This is one thing that I've thought about a lot of, like, there are varying opinions about, you know, runbacks in the series and, like, if they're a good thing or not. And I think that they're like Demon's Souls is able to ask you to run back this far because yeah, they do explode. Ow. I thought it was done exploding. That was my bad. But because the bosses are not as lethal, comparatively, like the bosses are not as intense, then it's able to have these long run backs because you are, like, a lot of what goes into the fight is learning what the fight is even about. And so it's not as bad to take longer. Yeah. Now the fight's basically done. Ow. It would be kind of embarrassing for me to die immediately after having said that, wouldn't it? Who knows where that came from? Huh? It's a mystery to everyone. Hey friend, I'm just gonna... Oh no, you're going there. Okay. It's like one of us needed to move, so... Either option is good. Well, you have fun. That's one of the other things about Demon's Souls is that, like, because the fights have these, you know, conceits. Like, this guy is blind, and so you're able to get a ring where he can't hear you. It makes the fight so much easier. It makes it so that the fight is less like a test of skill and more... not just a test of skill. Where, like, if they want you to be able to, like, learn a bunch of attack patterns and deal with something that's like super aggressive, it's harder to add on a run back in addition to that. It's like, as much as there's, you know, people like, oh, the Souls series are some of the hardest games. They're kind of not. There are games that are much harder because they are you know, demanding a lot more of you. The Soul series is considerate in some ways. I'm honestly not sure if I've been saying anything that's like particularly sensible. I kind of lost the plot of where I was going with that slightly. Ow. It was about boss runbacks, I think, but it was like... It definitely changes the texture of the game for it to be, you know, more about like the moment to moment, dodge all of these attacks, learn the boss's pattern, than it is about, you know, the boss and the area are kind of like a whole experience in Demon Souls. The runbacks also kind of like drain your resources. Which with like the much more particular way that Demon Souls handles healing has, you know, a knock-on effect. Well, so the old hero sword was just the old hero was just, you know, a guest on the podcast briefly. I like how this guy just had, you know, was just part of the audience. He was watching the fight along with all of you guys. Someone said, "This box looks so dumb, or did she cheese it?" I did cheese it a little bit. So there's a ring that makes it so that enemies have a harder time detecting you. And the boss we just fought is blind. So, by making it so that it couldn't hear us, the fight gets a lot easier. Which, that is one of the interesting things about Demon Souls, is that it is willing to let you do that to the bosses.
Then touch the demon and soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn from its vessel. Let strength be granted so the world might be mended.
I guess let's get
Might be mended.
magic power.
Art thou done?
I front-loaded a lot of
May
Vicar,
thine strength
so
help the world be
let's get some
mended.
damage as well. Well, what do you have to say for yourself, friend?
Well, we've been long acquainted, so I'm willing to part with them.
He
Well,
doesn't even talk about
I have news
what
for
we've
them.
been through.
praying has not put food in my mouth.
And let's get a couple of those.
Nice stuff.
Well, we rescued our friend here, and he brought a picnic. This is one of those things that's like, you don't see as much of this kind of stuff in the later games. Just like such a scattered, random assortment of things. I don't know, there's a certain charm to it. I guess it's also that, like, in the later games, there's just so many more, just incidental items that, like, things stand out a lot more in Demon's Souls when there's, like, only a very few things, like a small number of things. They also got like a little altar with like offerings, I guess.
Thanks to you, I was able to seek refuge in this nexus. Now I stay here and pray, along with my disciples, for the heroes facing the demons. If you wish for benevolent protection in your fight against the demons, then bring me demon souls. I will cleanse them and perform a miracle with their power. Ah, Astraea of the Valley of Defilement? I'm not sure, but Saint Astraea of the West was accompanied by the knight Garl Vinland. She would never turn to evil with that upstanding knight to guide her. Surely it is mere slander. Sadly, the weak are prone to such backstabbing. Vito, the Moonlight Knight, Brisaya of Istarel, and Selan Vinland. Many honorable knights have ventured into Boletaria in search of the Valley of Defilement. The vicious rumors about Astraea offend our most basic sense of respect for God's name. However, none of these great knights has made it back. Could it be that the wretched valley is so infested with grime that even our Lord's voice does not resonate there? Or perhaps it is the fate of those left behind by God.
We'll ask him later. I think it's always fun, the way that they just, like, do the world building of naming a bunch of legendary figures. You know, Vito and all that stuff, and then you don't know which ones are actually going to be relevant, like who you're going to meet. Thanks for resubscribing, Queen Peachy Keen. Have you read Berserk? I have. You know, as up to date as you can be with it.
If you truly are a disciple, then you must have a talisman in God's image. Heavenly miracles occur in Boletaria through the talismans. God has granted this accursed land with a special power. It is God's way of telling us we must stand up to the demons. After the dark arts spread across the land, holy miracles were witnessed once again. The will of God is clear. We must defeat the demons, annul the curse of Boletaria, and purge the evil magicians who manipulate those accursed souls.
There's definitely, like, some amount of commentary on religion in the way that Demon's Souls depicts the followers of God here. Of just like, you know, they are conflating a bunch of stuff with miracles and God's will, and then the game is, has a message about what's actually going on, comparatively.
As you know, souls are a source of evil power emanating from the demons. King Alant was overcome by a lust for such power, and has placed Boletaria in her present predicament. Old Frake and the Candle Maiden are no exception. We must defeat the demons, annul the curse of Boletaria, and purge the evil magicians who manipulate those accursed souls.
This is the whole thing of like, well, I can take a demon soul and turn it into a good miracle that has nothing to do with the soul arts. Don't even worry about it.
Yes, I see. I certainly cannot force you to do anything. But you must remember this. A demon soul is a source of evil power.
You have rescued the Honorable One. I express my deepest gratitude. You have relieved me of a great onus. Oh, thank God. Umbessa. With Lord Urbane back, the magicians
say
will have
Umbessa?
to watch themselves. Thanks to his holy miracles, you brave battlers of demons will no longer be solely dependent on dark magic. Isn't it wonderful? Surely the demon slayers have awaited such an opportunity. Do you have any connection to Patches the Hyena? I trust not. He is a depraved, vile man, and he deserves no allies. I hope that an outstanding hero such as yourself is selective when making associations. By the way, I highly recommend the companionship of the jovial sage Urbane. Have you heard the rumors about Astraea of the Valley of Defilement? They claim that she and her royal knight have become demons and lead a clan of degenerate miscreants. In truth, the rumors are surely unfounded. There are all sorts of wrongdoers down there who would think up such nonsense. Yet if the rumors are true, then may she be eternally damned for her debasement of the Lord's name.
Well, he was real quick to turn on her.
Yet if the rumors are true, then may she...
There's also the interesting thing of like, I think they're trying to say something as well with like, I'm running around him because I think it's funny that he repositions himself, but there's the whole thing of them like being very critical of Astraea, of like, I don't know, her role in all of this, and there's the thing where if you like look at the big picture, Astraea is kind of like the only one actually trying to help the valley, and the only one willing to like literally get her hands dirty to do it.
Thank goodness. The Lord has not forgotten me yet. For he has reunited me with Saint Urbane. I shall serve him and pray with him, and thus express my faith in God. Umbassa.
No, she really hits the Bassa.
I plan to bequeath all my possessions to Saint Urbane. My grandfather's articles may contain more miracle stone shards like the one he gave me. It has no intrinsic powers in and of itself, but Saint Urbane can hear the voice of God through it. Oh, I can hardly believe it. The fact that I am helping to save the world. Oh, Saint Urbane. Mbasa. Oh, Saint...
Hello again.
It's kind of funny that there's just not like a consensus on how to say Mbasa. They did not get the voice actors like together on that one. Or, you know, maybe it's deliberate. Who knows? I don't remember if we got anything that we wanted to put up for wait. Doesn't really look like it. Okay.
You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
I think Frake probably has a commentary on Urbane. Maybe this guy as
Better
well.
than having you bother Sage Frake.
Nope.
I see.
You have your wits about you. We were wrong to assume that only demons could do demon work. I am fully... I can still be...
Never mind. Alright, I forgot to read it last time. Archstone of the Demon Leechmonger. The Valley of Defilement leads to a huge swamp into which all that is unclean flows, becoming a nest for putrilage, vermin, and plague. Someone said, "You okay, Zuli? You sound sick, or at the very least, suffering from allergies." Do I sound worse than just like the usual coughing? Not just the usual. Yeah, no, I just have a persistent cough and always have. It's just how things are. In many regards. I just, wasn't built properly. Well, actually, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I have been a bit sick lately. And, the, like, I kind of don't know if I want to, like, comment on it too much, but the living condition in my house was slightly compromised for a bit because, you know, it's appropriate for the area to talk about it. The, like, main sewer line of my house broke, and so something backed up into my basement, we'll say. And, you know, on that note, here's the Valley of Defilement. Let's go ahead and get Poison Heal on the ready. That is the Poison Heal, right? Alright. It's so sad that it takes 3 shots to kill them. What about Soul Ray? That only takes 2, but I think takes... each shot I think takes 3 times as much mana for it. These guys are just weird. I don't honestly know what their deal is. But they're like a little jellyfish living in the swamp. They might die in 2 hits. You do. Alright. Let's see. I don't remember where exactly our friend is out there. But it's kind of just like a huge open swamp area. This is like the most, I don't know, free roaming that you get in Demon Souls. And it's not good. You're just in a bad place. Which I think is kind of funny. It's nice the way that the game uses like items as a way to like signpost stuff for you. Thank you for the super chat. Generic ape man cryptid said Zuli turned her basement into a poison swamp. You're a Soulsborne fan. I didn't necessarily have like a say in it. I don't know that I would have let it happen if I had. But Demon Souls also doesn't give you a ring that lets you walk through any of this any easier. Oh, and here's one of the most important rings in the game. And you'll notice the importance. Didn't mean to do that. Up here in our status icons, there's just a picture of a cat. Oh, hi. You seem like you're having fun. This is the first in a long line of random butcher ladies hanging out in swamps. Just some lady in the muck with a meat cleaver. We'll see this a lot of the time. Like, a lot of times. That's not the right way to say that. We'll see this many times across the Souls series. A real trendsetter. Anyway, he's just having fun. In fact, I think that she's showing off because we're not allowed to run in the swamp, and she's just only running in the swamp. She loves running in the swamp. Like, I think she is mocking me a little bit. Anyway. This is what mockery gets you. Oh. Well, you've gotten out of there, but it's not gonna save you. Well, I hope you had fun with that. Oh, I should also remember at some point to equip this, I believe, a ring that I have to make me get poisoned a bit less. Which in the area that poisons you constantly is especially useful. Was there an item over here? There was. There's definitely something very atmospheric about the level design of just this darkness covered in, you know, glowing lights way off in the distance. When I said cheating in a Souls game is definitely one way to play. What, you mean like the free cam? This is just for fun. This isn't really like getting me anything. I mean, that's half the point of like going back through it. Taking the opportunity to just, you know, look around, enjoy the sights. Well, I made a mistake there. I think I would have gotten to the land without, like, getting poisoned if I hadn't tried to roll. I forgot that that's not a good idea. Hey, buddy. You, you know, he just takes a minute to think sometimes. That's relatable. So the shield kind of did nothing there. Okay. Take a moment to reconsider your actions. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. You just stay there. Well, I'm glad we could resolve that. Someone said that worked. You know, sometimes you just have to ask. There's no harm in it. Sometimes, you know, the most difficult part is actually asking. Because then once you ask, it turns out that it wasn't difficult at all. And people are just willing to accommodate you. And that's a thing that I struggle with a lot personally. And that guy struggled a lot with pathfinding. Everyone's going through something, you know? Honestly, one of the things that kept me from, like, trying to resolve my speech issues were just, like, confronting fear of the medical industry, but also just, like, fear of trying to set it all up myself and not having, like, the motivation for it, and then the only reason that I did end up getting it all done is that my older sister arranged everything. And then there's a lot of like outpouring of support from my viewers, and that's how we get to the point where I take a year practicing speech and start streaming. Ow. And then I get bit by a mosquito. Alright. It stole a bunch of my blood. Hello, the slugs. They're on a whole little thing of their own here. Let's see. I don't remember. Who do you get up to that? It's not there. You have to keep going a ways. But okay. Well, let's keep going then. Well, hey friend. Come over here. Or don't. Honestly, I would have been okay with you standing over there and just getting shot with fire until you died. But, you know, one of those things will still happen. Alright. I don't remember what your deal is, but I don't think it's good. Yep, that is not a chill vibe. Hello, the slug. Ow. Okay. Well, this is a problem where once you're in the swamp and you try to roll, instead you end up just kind of doing a very slow, oh no, my legs are stuck kind of animation. And once that happens, you tend to get hit and die. Oh well. And all of that happened because I was being stingy and didn't want to use my spice to refresh my mana. Could have gotten through that no problem, just burning him. But back through it. Darn it. Happened again. It's so tempting to just try to, you know, roll through it. Because that works in the later games. There's some amount that, like, having played the later games will trick you into doing things that are unfavorable in Demon Souls. One thing that's like a little, I don't know about necessarily, like, kind of want to say awkward, but I'm not sure if it's like intentional or not, that like if you end up having to go back through the okay, this is a problem because I was not allowed to get to somewhere where I could roll. Like, once you've died in the valley, you end up having a lot less frame of reference for where to go because the items that you've been picking up are gone. I think I've died more in this stream than both of the previous streams put together. But that's probably normal for late game Demon Souls. I have been kind of yapping a lot, which I think, you know, if I were, you know, playing this super casually and not for an audience, there's a lot more where I would just like stand around with the rings that regenerate mana and health. And instead I'm going for, like, daring, expedient gameplay that is getting me killed. Guess we'll just go from here. That's definitely one of the, like, insidious parts of the valley, is that if you try to take it too quickly, you get punished for it. Let's just hang out in the swamp for a little bit and fight these guys. It's honestly safer than trying to just rush to the, you know, safe ground. That's like the swamp's big trick. I've been kind of churning through spice comparatively as well. Alright. Got that dealt with. There's just a lot of Demon Souls that is like asking you to be very slow and measured while trying to trick you into not doing that. Thank you for the 20 gift memberships. Healthier system. That's very generous. I hope you all enjoy the emotes. I do probably still need to figure out other things to do with membership. But I'm not sure what. I feel bad about withholding content and like it's been a topic of discussion that like I keep not running ads on the streams, and so they're not actually like super profitable for me to be doing, but I don't know, I just like feel bad about the idea of interrupting the experience that way. But it makes it so that a lot of the streams, like, survivability is reliant on the generosity of that small number of users that are willing to donate or like gift memberships and stuff like that. And so I do really appreciate that. But I don't know if I've structured it in a way that is like sustainable or intelligent. Well, part of the reason that I died last time is that I backed up and there was just randomly a slug behind me, and I tried to avoid it and went into the swamp. Let's just take care of these, you know, ahead of time instead. Oh, come here. Okay, that's a problem. Thank you for allowing me to get back on dry land. One of the other things that's like a little bit deceptive about the swamp is that like it's not entirely clear where the land starts and the swamp begins sometimes. So you end up not realizing that you're in the swamp and trying to roll and getting hurt for it. So I said, are these guys supposed to be the bird creatures, like a precursor to the Dark Souls 3 DLC? I think the idea with them is just supposed to be that their head resembles like a plague mask. They're in an area that's, you know, filled with a lot of, you know, death and disease and impurity and all that kind of stuff. And so the idea that like some of the residents, I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's like a in-universe thing that they'd end up like developing around plague masks, or if it is just, you know, like kind of a stylistic consideration of the imagery just like evokes the concept of a plague mask. And so it's like reinforcing the area's aesthetics. Hey, buddy. You stop that. Honestly, I think the other reason that I died that previous time was that I was a little too afraid of the big guys, the big depraved ones. Instead of just, you know, playing cautiously and standing my ground, I backtracked into a swamp and died for it. Thank you for resubscribing, Zuli's fan forever, who said, Zuli, I swear to God, if you don't run ads and take more water breaks, there will be consequences. Sarcasm. Still, it will help, especially for longer streams. Yeah. I keep meaning to like, do like, oh, here's a stream where I'll run ads so that I can find out if they're worth doing. And then, I never do. I kind of don't know what the payout for them is like. Alright, this is a fun thing that I think about sometimes. Here you have this, like, you know, in the den of, like, filth and disease and this whole horrible area. There's this, you know, big cocoon, like this big nest of slugs here. And over a little drop. I thought I'd have these guys killed so I could continue the plot faster. You have this whole thing here in like the deepest, darkest, filthiest place in the whole game. I mean, how many times do I have to hit it? There we go. And once you cut it away, all of that reveals none other than the Moonlight Greatsword. There's definitely something to the, like, there's like some element of a recurring motif across the Soul series of like something holy in the midst of filth. Like, I think that part of the reason that Ludwig has the sword in Bloodborne is that he's also mired in like filth and like having become a monstrous creature. Like they mentioned that he's, you know, one of the, I don't remember the term they used exactly, but he's like one of the most horrid beasts of all. Admittedly, though, there is also just the angle of this that's like, as we saw with the phosphorescent slugs earlier, the slugs are like attracted to light. And so, in this place where, what other light are they getting? They've latched onto the Moonlight Sword instead. Well, let's carve a path to it. I didn't think I was standing... See, this is what I was saying earlier. It's not entirely clear sometimes when you are in the swamp or not. Hey guys, don't mind me. Just give me a minute. Out. Well, all through with that then. Thank you for the super chat, Ribbon Monster. Zuli is the Miss Frizzle of the Souls community. Yep. We're going on a field trip, and it's gonna be awful. But you'll learn. You better learn. But let's see. The Large Sword of Moonlight. The legendary large sword that reflects moonlight. Widely known in association with Moonlight Knight Beto. One of the few revelations from God. The blue crystal blade is composed only of light, so it's impossible to block with a shield. So naturally, we heard about Veto earlier from, I think Urbane said it. But the like V and B sound in Japanese are, to my understanding, like very close. So I think that it is just Moonlight Knight Veto. That's something I should actually like check into before just saying it flippantly. I think that it might have the same kanji, but I can't say that I've like double checked that. But sadly, for what we've been doing so far, this is not a magic scaling weapon. It is a faith scaling weapon. Like the strange instance of it being, you know, faith-based instead of intelligence. Real odd one out across the series. What's up with you?
Hey, I know you. Won't you buy something? My poor child is sick. He needs your help.
What do you got? I think we could use some of these. And one of those for the road.
This place? It's a proper mound of rubbish. All the rot of the world, living or not, ends up here. I thank the stars that I still have my boy. Ever since that demon witch came here, everything has turned foul. This was a much better place before she came. I was the apple of every man's eye. You're here to rid us of her, aren't you? Well, don't show her any mercy. I thank the stars. You're here to... Finished already? I only want my dear boy to be happy.
Well. You know, he seems nice. I can't I can't imagine any reason not to trust her implicitly. Especially not the other dead person right next to her. Mm-hmm. Well, just soften him up a bit before we get here. I should probably go out and look for Selen, but I don't remember where she is, and I think I would also be better suited, like getting the shortcut first. Now. Well, what? You get immediately poisoned again. What? Oh, that was Old Spice. Stop that. I was like, why didn't that cure the poison? You know, menuing can be difficult sometimes. You having fun up there? Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Sometimes it is a little hard to tell what is an item and what is just a little glowing candle. Like I said, this whole game feels so incredibly awkward. It is very much like... Ow. No, no. You know, yeah. It was, you know, the whole game was, an experiment. They hadn't done something quite like this before. Like, they talk about it being, you know, people refer to it as a spiritual successor. I don't think I'm going the right direction. Spiritual successor to, Kingsfield. But that was, of course, first person. Okay, now I am going the right direction. But there is stuff here that I missed, apparently. So, this kind, like this style of gameplay, was something that they were feeling out as they were making it. And that has naturally led to some being, some parts of it being a bit rough, we'll say. You know what, actually? I think that I should go back and get one more level of magic, because I, am like just barely not killing them in 2 hits. So, a little bit more magic ought to help. Someone said there's Kingfield aspects in Demon Souls. Yeah. It's harder to draw a like direct comparison because I don't think that like Miyazaki has said that he doesn't necessarily like the idea of referring to the Soul series as like a continuation or a direct intentional successor to Kingsfield, but there's definitely some extent to which it is like it had some of the same people working on it naturally, because you know a game of this size is not made by a single person.
Then touch. Soul of the mind, I shall await thy return. I am
You know what, let's get 2 levels of magic. Just to make sure.
Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Art thou the main?
And that ought to guarantee that we are killing them in 2 shots instead. But one of the things about Demon Souls is that like in the wake of the popularity of Oblivion, Sony came to From Software and were like, hey, can you make us an RPG? And if you don't think about it too hard, you look at Oblivion, which is a first-person action RPG, and then you look at Kingsfield, which is a first-person action RPG, you could convince yourself that these games are close enough. Like, yeah, they could do that probably. But oh, you're kidding me. Oh, I was so hoping that would be enough. Well, never mind then. But yeah, if you don't think about it too hard, Demon Souls and Kingsfield seem very similar. Actually, I don't remember. Can you upgrade Catalyst in this? For some reason I was thinking no, but if you can, then I'm maybe being stupid here. And it said wooden catalyst is stronger. But what was I saying? When they went into making Demon Souls, there was apparently like a significant amount of the discussion about whether or not it should be first or third person. And Miyazaki was very much like in favor of wanting to do it third person. And so I think that there's like some amount of the game that like is a bit informed by Kingsfield, but that Miyazaki did also like want to distinguish it as like its own thing as well. And I said, wait, was Demon Souls a PlayStation exclusive originally? It is and always has been. Like from the very inception of it, it was only made under contract from Sony, and I'm only playing it legally through emulation. You can legally emulate your own dumped copy of Demon Souls. Your own copy, naturally. But, oh wait. Am I stupid? I am stupid. I didn't upgrade intelligence, I upgraded magic. That's why I didn't get much extra damage. I just kind of forgot what I was doing. Oh well. Moving on. So naturally, given that, like the whole conceit of the swamp is that it is a huge pain to traverse through, this is like, one of the longer runbacks to get, like, stuck on doing. So, feel a little silly. Having died so many times this far. Alright. Your friend. Come here. Just you though. Alright, there we go. Thank you for the super chat, BeanDib, who said, is there a lore reason she forgot the correct upgrade? Yeah. So, it's kind of a cascading failure here. I forgot to level intelligence, and so I'm not as smart as I should be. Like, if I were smart, I would have leveled intelligence, and then I'd be more smart, I'd have more intelligence. You know, it's all... You know, it's like a spiral. I said, no, you're correct. Intelligence is MP in this one. Oh, Demon Souls moments. Alright, well, here's the part where I die, and I can't do anything about it. Yep. I landed in the swamp, and then, well, there you go. Let's double check that real quick. MP and capacity to remember souls. Spell power. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That was correct then. Well, we're gonna take this to Black Tendency. It said wood catalyst. It would give you more damage. I don't remember if I have found one, or if not, where to get it. Well, I don't know what this is, like round 4? Am I overestimating myself? Back to it. Standing here to let the status lower a little bit. I hope the rain is not, like, too bad on the bit rate for the stream. Someone said, I honestly forgot if there was a shortcut in this area, or if you just have to slog through it again. There is a shortcut, and I got very close to it on a previous run, and died to some silliness. Additional silliness has happened to me now. Oh well. We can explore the rest of the swamp a little bit. Oh, a different thief's ring. Or rather, the same thief's ring again, in a different place. We can just, you know, wander around in the muck for a bit. We've got enough royal lotuses for it. Well, nope. Nope. We don't want to get the attention of the big guys while we are in the muck, because we're basically dead, if so. That's their place. And, you know, shame on me for trying to intrude, honestly. I don't remember what's here. And I don't know how it could possibly be worth it. Whatever it is. Well, that's not concerning at all, is it? A dull gold helmet, worn as the war gear of high-ranking women in the Highlands. Heaviness slightly impedes stamina regeneration. I'll have very similar descriptions. A dull gold winged helmet. Interesting design motif. No? I think it'd look especially good on a head of brilliant red hair, you know? It's just a thought. Hi, we're back. Well, let's just, you know, not engage. Don't rise to their provocations. Just, you know. So, this is the shortcut. You're honestly so close to it. Don't. Just don't. Don't do it. Just for my own mental health. I need to get through this. I need the shortcut. And there we go. It was that simple. You get to go past the entire everything from this one plank. Just stop it. I've had enough of you. Here's the thing. All of this, you know, frustration, this, feeling like you hate it here, that means the area is doing its job. You're not supposed to enjoy yourself in the Valley of Defilement. What? Something about the way that the camera movement turned there made me very weirdly dizzy for a second. Oh yeah, I didn't look at him last time, but the mosquitoes get fat on your blood. Just insult to injury, you know? I need that for myself. That's my blood. I brought it here for a reason. I wasn't intending to share. They don't even ask first. I also brought a bunch of fire. And that I am happy to share. Anybody who wants it can have all the fire I've got to give. Alright, and I think that this is where we're going. There are a lot of areas in Demon Souls that I've only been to, like, maybe 2 or 3 times. And this is one of them. All calm down. Alright. I was just trying to get a little breathing room because I need to go to the bathroom. Let's see. You can enjoy the beautiful sights of the Valley of Defilement while I'm gone. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. And I realized after the fact, that was like kind of a miserable audio experience. Just infinite flies. So I do apologize for that. Don't shoot me with flies. Immediately shot me with flies again. Let's take a look. This guy is like just a big and hobbled together thing. There's like bits of it that look like, you know, a stuffed doll. Bits of it that are just like wooden scaffolding. Some sort of growth. To be honest, I don't know what his deal is. What its deal is, rather. It's got kind of that, like a doll with nails driven in it kind of vibe, or like a scarecrow. Maybe kind of a Wicker Man element to it. I don't know. Just one of the weirdest designs in Demon Souls, which is saying something. Every time I shoot fire at him, he shoots flies at me, and, you know, I guess that's understandable. Well, having exposed it, there's like a core of something. Like surrounded by roots. It's trying its best. It doesn't seem like it has much it can do against magic. Oh, multi-hit. This is another one where, like, the process of finding out the fight, like what you're supposed to be doing, is probably harder than the fight itself. Which is to say, like, it's very difficult to beat the boss if you end up getting covered in flies and don't know what to do about it. But that's what all of the, like, torches everywhere are for. Well, very strange guy. Ribbon said, I didn't even know you could burn the flies off. I just ate grass the entire fight. Yeah, it can end up, like, tricking you into thinking it's a battle of attrition. And then you just have to, you know, heal your way through it. Someone said, as previously stated, this area was more of a boss than the boss itself. Yeah. That's again, you know, as I've said, they kind of go hand in hand in Demon Souls. They want Demon Souls to, like, or Demon Souls wants the area to weigh you down and, like, eat through your resources.
Goodness, I was worried. Saints, sages, and all manner of wise men watch over the halls of this nexus. This rejuvenating sanctorium is a fine place for the slayers of demons to rest their weary bones. I too must contribute how I can, for we are indebted to our honorable defenders. We are indebted to you, for you fight on our behalf.
Thou seekest soul power, dost thou not? Then touch the demon inside me. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Soul of the lost, withdrawn
Didn't really seem
from
to
its
get
vessel.
a lot of magic power
Let strength be granted so the world might be
from
mended.
upgrading our magic, but
So the world might be mended.
maybe I should consider a bit of endurance and getting, like, slightly better armor. Let's see, we're quite close. Just one little soul will do it.
Thou seekest then touch. Soul of the mind, key to life's ether. Art thou done? Main.
Okay. Then...
Hello, I'm keep...
let's actually get that dull gold armor back. And see if we might want to use any of that. Also, do I have a wooden catalyst? Someone mentioned that might be better. I do. Yep, the spell assist is a bit better on it.
You have a...
Yeah, I thought so. What about that? Even that. Okay. What if we go like that instead? Well, now I don't have pants, so I don't know that I want to do that.
Hello, I'm keeping...
Let's see. What do I have that might be reasonable for stronger gloves?
You have a...
May as well.
Hello, I'm keep... You have a hat.
Oh well. So, I think that's all of those areas settled. And it's back to Boletaria. Should not need that for now. I guess that's also just like get some stuff from Patches real quick. A little bit of that.
No.
Alright.
Nice
now,
stuff, eh?
we should be quite well stocked to continue on into the next area. The Tower Knight Archstone. Inside Boletaria's gates, where the streets intertwine, lies a trap set by the Fat Official, an embodiment of old King Alant's madness. Well, I don't seem to have caught it, but I guess there was some conversation about... oh, that's right. I'm not allowed to yet. That's a bit... This kind of ruins my plan. I wanted to kill the Penetrator, and then just save all 5 of the Archdemons for one stream. But instead, I'd have to leave the Penetrator and all of the Archdemons, I guess. What do I want to do then? Honestly, I guess that it might actually be a good time to stop because I have people coming over today, and so I'll just I guess all 5 of the Archdemons would not even necessarily have been like much of a stream, so it'll probably work better to just save the Penetrator area and Alant's area for one stream and all of the other Archdemons. So, thank you all for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed it. Died a bunch in the swamp, and I hope that it was at least funny. Anyway, if y'all have, like, good rest of your day, or whatever amount of time is left in your day, evening, night, hope it's good. Anyway, bye-bye.